What's up, everybody? How you doing? All right.
Hi, everybody. I'm Holly Fry. I'm your moderator for this evening. And you guys already know the drill because you're already lining up for us. But if you have questions, you're going to line up over there. They will bring you to the mic right here. I'm going to kick it off with a couple of quick questions just to get us all lubricated and in the mood for chatter. First of all, in case you guys don't know, huge congratulations are in order because you found out last month you were getting a star on the Walk of Fame. Well, that is a deep resume you have, it certainly earned, and it was so sweet. He shared a video on social media of you and your wife learning about it together. It was super heartwarming. So if you haven't seen it and you would like to get a little choked up, that's your opportunity. You have always talked about in interviews, you've known you wanted to be an actor since you were in second grade, is that right?
Oh yeah. Yes, definitely by the second grade. I just say that because early in elementary school, we would have these talent shows, and at that time, I'm dating myself, but none of you all here will know what I'm talking about. But at that time, Hello Dolly had just come on the radio with Louis Armstrong. So I used to do these imitations of Louis Armstrong, singing Hello Dolly. And in my school, there were these two twins. And it was the first time I experienced this. These two twins came up to me and said, "Oh, Mr. Armstrong, can I have your autograph?" And on a blue crayon on a napkin, I signed Louis Armstrong.
I hope they kept that and they are sitting on gold mine right now. I think that's amazing. You knew you wanted to act from a very early age, but I want to know, when did you realize that you had a velvet voice?
I was a singer before I was an actor. And I never knew, and I still don't, whether I wanted to act more or sing more. In fact, one time I thought I made a decision, and I said to a manager I was working with, you know, if I could sing more, I would just stop acting. He said, keep your day job.
But you are an excellent singer.
I appreciate it.
Listen, here's what I'm saying. If Facilier asks me to shake his hand, I'm shaking the hand. I don't care about consequences. You sing me that song, I'm going with you wherever you want to go. I want to make sure we get plenty of time because I know we have a lot of questions. So I do want to, as we're setting up the first person, mention that your transition from theater actor to film actor was pretty short. You were acting in the theater, and then you got cast in John Carpenter's The Thing. Right? That little side piece. Just a really amazing kickoff to an extraordinary career. Did you know at that point, okay, now I'm into movies, or did you still think, like, this is a quick thing I'll do?
Well, you know, when we did The Thing, it was 1981, because it came out in '82. And I had my first job in the summer of '79. So, you know, as a kid, everybody wants to be in the movies. You know, I wanted to be in the movies. And I thought, you know, my first movie, I got a great part. I got honorable mention. You know, how many of you know The Thing was not a successful movie when it came out? It was not. I mean, the critics dogged it, and it was overshadowed by E.T. E.T. eclipsed everything. Poltergeist came out at the same time. So it didn't, they dogged John Carpenter. It did not go over very well. But I got honorable mention, and I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna have a life in the movies. I did not work again in the movies for 4 years. My next job was Platoon.
I prestige film. If you're making a mediocre film, cast Pete David and it will automatically go up a star. I think that's how it works.
Well, I mean, I feel extremely fortunate because I've made at least one film a year since Platoon.
And we're all very thankful. I want to make sure we get into questions. What's your question, please?
Okay, so obviously The Thing did not do well at first. You did go on to work with John Carpenter again. I think that's literally top 2 John Carpenter movies. I know that's controversial. But I do want to know, did you ever think being on that set of The Thing, it was such a specific set with the body horror going on, could you ever have imagined that The Thing would become one of the most, if not the most, influential body horror films, like ever? I mean, we've got Cronenberg, but he's not, it's not The Thing.
Well, you know, I was so excited about making my first movie. I wasn't thinking about anything else. I had a job, and it was like, wow. I think Charlie Hallahan and Kurt Russell probably thought it was something special. I mean, we all knew there was something special about the movie because it was a very ensemble piece. We had, we had the original thing from the 50s that was out. We knew that, well, better is relative because it depends on what you like. I mean, we thought what was better about our film is that it was closer to the original story on which it was based, which was a story called Who Goes There? I think it was Asimov, or one of the great sci-fi writers. And it was about, these guys being up there and the paranoia of not wanting to be alone with anybody because you could be the thing. So our film was closer to that reality than the Plant Man or whatever the original thing turned out to be, the alien thing. We knew that. I knew that. I knew I had big fun. It gave me a great fascination for the movies, the craft of filmmaking. I mean, because one of the things that fascinated me the most was we had a set that we worked on in Los Angeles on the soundstage. We shot 3 weeks up in Alaska, where we did the exteriors and some interior stuff. But they recreated that room so precisely all the artwork that was hanging on the walls, the dimensions of the room, was all exactly the same. It was like, it was just uncanny to me. If you had blindfolded somebody and put them on the soundstage in Los Angeles, in that big, club room where everybody, the common space, and then put a blindfold on them, transfer them to that room in Alaska that we were working in, you would not have known any difference. It was so precise. And that was fascinating to me. I was like, wow. So the craft and the level of skill to the carpenters and people who build sets in the movie, in the film industry, wonderful craftsmen. They're just extraordinary people.
Good, thank you.
Yes, that was my first TV job.
Hi, I'm Logan. I've been a really big fan of you for a while. I have two husband television questions for you. One, was there anything about Husk that just stuck out to you that made you want to play him?
First of all, he had a great song.
Yeah, I know. It was great.
That's what drew me to the project, that I was going to get to sing.
That's really fascinating. As well as that, what is it like working with Vincent Pop and just Spindle Force in general? Like, what's it like?
I'm an actor. So, someone offered me a job.
Yeah.
So there is thrill number one. And the writing is good. So there is thrill number 1A. It's extremely well cast. So everybody I get to play with is really good. So thrill number 1B. So you know, it's you know, you don't get an opportunity to work with an ensemble like we have, and everybody gets along. There's no, I mean, that doesn't happen every day, especially when you have people with the skill level of all the actors that I'm working with. You know, personalities can clash. We haven't so far. So that's a gift. So for me, it's been the gift that keeps on giving.
As well as that, let me mute myself, I was about to mention this. The way you deliver the, sorry, I see your asses playing Minecraft, I got you on satellite from Rick and Morty. Was that just one take, or was like, because me and my best friend we've quoted that for forever.
Even if you nail the reading that you want on the first go round, you always do it again for safety, because you never know what can happen. Something can always happen technically, and you can lose that tape or something. You know, you're working with computers, so something can corrupt. So we always do more than one take. But sometimes when you're lucky, you get it on the first take.
Thank you so much. Also, I love your glasses. I saw them earlier.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, but you did ask a question that I didn't want to say, and I've said this, many times. Most of you, I don't think you will remember, in the 60s, there was a Hanna-Barbera character named Top Cat. Any of you know Top Cat?
The unforgettable leader of the band.
The unforgettable leader of the gang.
Yeah.
To me, Husk is the millennial Top Cat.
That is perfection. You're speaking to my animation.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next up.
But that's a good description, right?
That is a good description. Now I have the Top Cat theme in my head, which is never a bad thing. Amazing. Hi.
Hi. First thing I want to say is congrats on the star.
Thank you.
And you deserved that a long time ago, honestly. You played a lot of characters in your career. Your voice is well known, iconic. When you hear it, it's just something you know is part of acting. I'm a Gargoyles fan, and as my favorite show. Alright. I'm like a diehard fan. But my question is, if they decided to bring back Gargoyles as a live action, would you reprise the role, and why? The role was Goliath, and why?
I would do it in a New York heartbeat.
Yeah.
And you already know why. I mean, what's not to like? When I grow up, I want to be like Goliath. I mean, seriously. I mean, Goliath is one of my absolute favorite characters that I've ever played. But if I didn't play Goliath, I just love the way he's written. I love what he's about. I love what Gargoyles is about. That's just one of the reasons why it's lasted so long. We haven't recorded a Gargoyles episode in over 20 years. We did 3 seasons, and we're still talking about it. Some people are discovering it for the first time now, thanks to Hulu and Netflix and all that stuff. So you get to watch it, but you want to watch it, and I'm willing to bet you any of you who have ever seen Gargoyles and watched all of them have rewatched all of them again, because there's something about the values that the Gargoyles have that you want. And whether you have that in your immediate family or in your immediate, friend space, you can have it for 30 minutes when you watch the TV.
Sure. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Good afternoon, Mr. David. Congratulations on all your accomplishments throughout your entire life. Fantastic.
Thank you.
We've seen a lot of iconic and dramatic roles, Armageddon, Platoon, Chronicles of Riddick, The Voice for the Arbiter. Just iconic and amazing, so thank you for that. Now, my question is, how did it feel to jump into a different tune when you jumped into the role of Elroy in Community? We've seen you in serious roles, now we got pure comedy.
You do really good comedy.
There is a man
You're
that
really
knows
good.
how to make people laugh.
Well, I love doing comedy because it's funny. I mean, I love it, But, the one thing that I discovered about comedy is what's funny is how seriously you take it. So you have to play it very straight. I mean, one of my favorite Elroy lines is, "Now, here is a man who knows how to narrate his cousin." You can't make that shit up.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. In character, out of character. I just want to say, Mr. David, congratulations, 1,000 on your Hollywood Walk of Fame. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
And another thing I wanted to ask, does anything stand out to you as a moment on set that you found the funniest, in your career, whether you're voicing or doing movies or TV, the funniest thing that ever happened in your career?
What's the story you tell at cocktail parties?
This ain't a cocktail.
It can be.
The funniest thing. I mean, when we were shooting There's Something About Mary, there were a couple of times when I would open the door. I mean, I wish I had the outtakes, because there'd be a couple of times, because Ben had teeth and the look, and there've been a couple of times I opened the door and just go, now let's start this one again. So there were many moments like that. And let me just say this. It was an outstanding moment in my first movie, The Thing. We spent 2 weeks rehearsing and, crafting the script to get it just right. And one of the things that we talked about was how the thing reveals itself. And it doesn't just kill to kill, just to get rid of somebody. It only kills if its existence is threatened. Right? That's what we decided. So there was a moment in The Thing, if you remember, when, I don't remember who enters the room, but the door closes and there is Fuchs with the shovel on his chest, right? And he's killed. So we don't know who killed him. And so we talked about, we said, well, this, that's not going to make it in because, I mean, who kills him? And we don't know who, I mean, this is, and it was a sort of, you know, in John Carpenter movies, there's always that reveal of somebody, you know, you walk into the room and not expecting, and then all of a sudden, oh! You know, there's something, you know, you freak out like that. So it was my first movie, it was Joel Polis' first movie, and Tommy Waits, it wasn't his first movie, he had done Warriors before that, but you know, it was still the three of us were the novices, the youngest. So, when you're making movies, before they say action, you go on a bell when you're working on the soundstage. The bell indicates, okay, we're about to shoot, so everybody stop working, be quiet. The director and whoever is at Video Village or who's listening puts on headphones, and they wait for the action to start so they can watch it on the monitor, you know, so they can tell what the actors are doing. Well, this one time we were shooting that scene when the three of us are walking down the hallway. I don't know what we're talking about, but before the scene started, the three of us started talking about, man, you know, I don't know why we're shooting this right now, because this is not going to stay in the movie. I mean, we already talked about how the thing doesn't kill anybody like that, and you know, and so we're having that conversation. It was not a conversation that we could not have had or would not have had in front of John Carpenter. I mean, you know, it was a legitimate conversation. But we had gone on a bell. He put the headphones on, and we're all waiting for action to start. But for some reason, nobody was calling action, so we're just standing there, so we're having this conversation. So it sounded to him like we were talking behind his back. And all of it, now I've done 2 movies with John, and it's the only time I have ever heard him raise his voice. And he came around the corner going, we're doing this scene because I said we're doing this scene, and that's why we're doing this scene. So do the scene. Well, for the 3 of us who now just turned 7 years old, going, I'm sorry, wait a minute. And they also put a little color in your shorts.
3 novice actors have their moment.
That was a funny moment, I mean, but it wasn't ha-ha fun.
It's funny now.
Oh, it's funny now, but it wasn't funny then.
I hear a wife saying that comedy is tragedy plus time.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We want to make sure we work through some more people. Thank you very
Of course,
much.
thank you very much.
Hi.
Hello. So my question is, we're all familiar with the Disney franchise movie you were in, Disney the Frog. If you were to play another Disney character, hero, villain, anyone, who would you play and why?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember now what came first. Because before it became what it is now, when The Lion King first was being when it was being workshopped, before it became a play on Broadway, I was one of the first people to play Mufasa.
I made you.
But I didn't go on, obviously I didn't go on to play it, but in the theater. So I think that's one of the things I would like to do.
Would you ever think about maybe going on to the play in this day and time?
Under the right circumstances.
If they pay you good enough.
Huh?
If they give you a good check.
Oh yeah.
Circumstances means cash.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gargoyles is one of the greatest Disney shows I ever seen in my life. And I want to know is there anything else you like about the show besides Goliath?
Anything else I liked about the show?
Yeah.
I love the relationship of the clan. You know, I mean, these members of this family that stuck together, that had values. They, you know, like I said, I mean, really, the values that I treasure as a human being were embodied in the Gargoyle, in that family. You know, they were mischievous. They did things that were not always, good, but they were good people. You know, they were good internally, they were good. They got into mischief. They disobeyed the parents, but never maliciously. You know, one of my favorite episodes, I think is it Brooklyn who shoots off the gun? Broadway, who shoots off plays with the gun after being told don't play with the gun, and somebody gets shot. Alyssa gets shot, right?
Oh yeah, she does.
Or something, so you're mad as hell because if something really happens to her, you're gonna be in trouble, son. But his contrition, the way he was really sorry for what he had done, and you also knew. I had a great sense, certainly Goliath had a great sense, that he made a mistake. It was a mistake. It wasn't malicious. He would never do it again, and therefore he deserved to be forgiven. And you also knew that he learned his lesson, and that he would not do that again. And I think, as far as family dynamics are concerned, it's a great lesson for parents and children to learn that when your parents tell you something, it's for your own good. They're not trying to spoil your fun. No one's trying to yuck your yum. There's good reasons why we tell you don't play with guns, don't do certain things, because there are consequences. And some of those consequences you do not want to experience. Many of those consequences, if you listen, you don't have to experience. You know, some of us have to learn the hard way, and when I was growing up, I was different when I was growing up, because a hard head makes us all fast. And, that's what, the folks used to say when I was coming up. Nowadays, you can't hit people. There's no spanking to be had, so there's a lot more bad behavior than I'm not going to speak on that.
But it is a good example of like when to show grace and how to do so with kindness.
Exactly. A little grace goes a long way. But it cuts both ways. You got, giving the parents enough grace to understand that they don't just mean well, or they don't mean well in a vacuum. They mean well, and when they tell you to do something, it is mainly due to the benefit of their experience, and they're trying to save you. So the hard way is one way to learn. It's not the only way.
Yeah, that's what my dad always tells me. Think ahead.
Think ahead.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure.
I feel like we just got a great lesson from King David on like everybody be cool. Just everybody be cool.
Hi, my name is Elise, and
Please.
from The Princess and the Frog, what was your favorite line that you spoke, and why was it your favorite line?
I'm a royal too on my mother's side. I just like the aside of it, the sort of comment about it, because it's it's a means to get to the end that he wants. You know, he just throws that in by the way to help the hearing ear make a connection that, oh, you know, we're more alike than you think.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Olivia.
Hello, Olivia.
So you said you were like singing before you did acting. So I was curious, were you, because you've got, in my opinion, such like an enviable bass voice. Were you ever in like a quartet, or did you like want to be in a quartet?
Oh God. I once got kicked out of the choir because, you know, I wanted to be a soloist. But when you're in the chorus, you got to be in the chorus. And so we were, and it was a big lesson for me. I had seen The Sound of Music, and I love Julie Andrews, and the fact that she got to sing her solo. So as a chorus, we were singing The Sound of Music, and the line was, my heart wants to sing like the wings of a bird that flies over lakes to the trees, to sing through the night, like a lark that is learning to play. Well, I wanted to sing it as a solo, the way I was feeling. So I had been practicing it. My heart wants to sing like the wings of a bird that flies over lakes to the trees, to sing through the night like a lark that is learning to pray. And that's how I wanted to sing it. And I couldn't stop. And so finally, my teacher, her name was Mrs. Carubia. Jeroma Carubia. And she was like, no, that's not how it goes. You gotta sing it like that. And try as I would, as I may, it just wouldn't leave my head. It wouldn't leave my, so every time we got to that, I would get to learning to pray. So she said, you got to go. And I then transferred to the orchestra and tried to learn how to play the violin.
Thank you.
I'm still thinking about your Louis Armstrong Fellow Dolly impersonation. I'm like, that's what I want to hear. Hi.
Hello. My name is Lauren. First, I have to say my dad absolutely loved you in Greenleaf.
Thank
He'd
you.
watched it every week with my mom, so I have to say thank you for that show. It was really great. So my question is, you have voiced and played so many amazing characters throughout your career. Is there a character that you think is the most significant, or the one that you feel like had the strongest message that could, transcend screen?
Goliath. I mean, Goliath and Spawn are two of my favorites. And I feel like if I had to make a description, Spawn and Goliath are like flip sides of the same coin. I mean, I feel like Spawn is sort of like Darth Vader working his way back to the Force. I mean, hearing, if you think about Al Simmons, the guy who, in desperation, sells his soul to the devil. But he's not essentially a bad man. It's just in that moment, and being in such agonizing pain, and the thought of never seeing the love of his life again, he makes this bargain. But that he's got to go through steps, and because he's just not any demon. He's the devil's spawn. So he's got to, sort of gradually get evil and more evil, right? But in the course of that, he also, I think the innate wellness of being that I think that we all have, that spark of the divine, he can also get away from that. So, even though, he's got assignments, Cagliostro tells him he's got to do this, he's got to do that. But in the course of that, he sees, the two guys robbing somebody in the alley. And he's like, no, you can't do that. You can't get away with that. So he winds up doing something good. Anyway, although, he's going to destroy those guys. But that winds up sort of being a good thing because he saves them. So, I hope that answers your question.
It does. Yes, thank you.
You have iconically, I just realized, been on both sides of the deal with the devil. You have been in your various roles on both sides of the deal with the devil.
Oh, yeah.
That's like your magical crux, I think.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I just really love the performance as Husk from Aspen Hotel, as you can literally see right here. So my question is, if Aspen Hotel and Hello Boss hypothetically did a crossover episode, what would the plot be about, and would Husk potentially have a large role?
That's about my favorite. I'm sure there could be, would be, might be a crossover episode. And I guess, spoiler alert, I can't right now in good conscience answer that question without tripping something that's coming ahead. So I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
Do you want to look a different question?
Give me a different question.
Okay, without spoiling anything, would season 2 of Aspen Hotel be a bit more on the dark side of things? As in, it would be more darker than season 1 in terms of the tone, the settings?
Again, spoiler alert. Keep watching.
All right, I'll find out. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
More will be revealed.
We have time for one, maybe two more questions if we move fast, so just FYI. Hi.
Greetings, Keith. So, since you've been an actor for decades and decades, out of all the characters you've acted, which one do you believe you'll have the easiest time being friends with?
Funny you said that, because I just got asked to play Oogie Boogie in a live thing. So I've got to make friends with Oogie Boogie. That's my next task is to make friends with Oogie.
You just have to bring your bug spray and be ready. Yeah. Thank you so much. Next.
Thank you.
Small role, Mr. Nathan.
Yes.
Anyways, I was wondering, so many movies and shows were brought up, but there was one that was missing. Coraline. I've always been wondering about, how did Micah decide who for the cat, and, I just want to hear that story.
Again, it was so long ago. I probably did audition. I don't remember now. But, because, for some time now, many times I get offered a job. Somebody just offers me a job. I think Coraline was one of them. The thing that I remember the most about the experience is I kind of, at first, was kind of bringing in this meow kind of cat voice or something. I was trying to do something weird. And Henry just went, don't do that. Just Just go ahead and use your voice and talk, you know. And so that's how we found the cat.
And if you ever do decide of doing another movie, like stop motion film, would it be with Leica?
Maybe. You know.
Maybe it's your answer.
Yeah.
I think we're back to the cash question.
Well, it's not just the cash. You know, I mean, it's the story, right? Is it a good story? Is it something that I think I can bring to the table that would be illuminating and make the story better or enhance?
Well, it's been an honor seeing you again, Mr. David. Photos, we've had the signature and all this stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you have a good day.
Thank you so much. I think we can do one more for fast. You're super fast. Sorry to put pressure on you.
Hello, my name is Raphael.
Hi, Raphael.
From earlier, but I was an aspiring actor, and I was wondering if you could do a reading with me, or if not, maybe just read the first line. I have a couple of scripts here.
We have 1 minute and 13 seconds. How fast can this happen?
It's long.
It's long?
It's longer than a minute and 15 seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry. That one might not work this round.
Just the first line.
First line? Yeah, we can do it. If someone will run that up to us. Thank you so much. Look at that athleticism. Thank you so much.
Who am I?
You're pick one.
Brother, may I have some O's?
No.
I'm starving, brother.
As am I, brother. The tall, skinny figure is thrown the earth to me. Me, brother. I believe they've taken a liking to me.
No, brother. I have seen this before. I have observed many things. From the roaring beast that the tall, skinny figures crawl inside, to travel far beyond the horizon, to how the future, how the figure wept when the other had fallen into a deep sleep. And from my experiences, I have learned that they will give extra oats to one of us before taking them into the shed of no return. They will return things in that shed.